July 6th, 1942. A few days ago, Father began to talk about going into hiding. He said it would be very hard for us to live cut off from the rest of the world. He sounded so serious I felt scared. Don't worry, Annika. We'll take care of everything. Just enjoy your carefree life while you can. Carefree? I was born in Frankfurt on June 12, 1929. Because we're Jewish, my father immigrated to Holland in 1933. He started a business manufacturing products used to make jam. But Hitler invaded Holland on May 10, 1940, a month before my 11th birthday. 5 days later, the Dutch surrendered, the Germans arrived, and trouble started for the Jews. Father was forced to give up his business. We couldn't use streetcars, couldn't go to the theater or movies anymore, couldn't be out on the street after 8 p.m., couldn't even sit in our own gardens. We had to turn in our bicycles. No beaches, no swimming pools, no libraries. We couldn't even walk on the sunny side of the street. My sister Margaret and I had to go to a Jewish school. Our identity cards were stamped with a big black J, and we had to wear the yellow star. But somehow life went on, until yesterday when a call-up notice came from the SS. Margaret was ordered to report for work detail in Germany, to the Westerbork transit camp. A call-up. Everyone knows what that means. At 5:30 this morning, we closed the door to our apartment behind us, 10 days earlier than my parents had planned. My cat was the only living creature I said goodbye to. The stripped beds, the breakfast things on the table, all created the impression we'd left in a hurry. And our destination? We walked 2.5 miles in the pouring rain all the way to Father's office building, our hiding place. The secret annex is right behind it upstairs. Even though the Germans forced Father out, he still runs the office with Mr. Crawler and me, who've agreed to help us while we're in hiding.
Oh, Meep.
Oh, Mr. Frank. Oh, thank heaven you arrived safely.
Thank you. Please, come in.
Oh, Edith. Meep! Anna. Oh, if only we'd known, we would have had everything ready for you.
You've done far too much already, Meep. Besides, it's good for us to try and keep busy. As you can see, Anne's my little helper here.
Well, I can see that. Peter, come in.
Oh, yes. Welcome, Peter. Peter, Von Dawn children, the first to arrive. This is Margaret and Anne. I believe you know my wife, Mrs. Frank.
Mrs. Frank. Oh, forgive me, Peter. I'm not quite myself. But I'm so glad you'll be with us.
Oh, a cat! He has a cat.
A black one.
We have a cat too. I wanted to bring her, but I know our neighbors will take care of her until we get back. It's going to be so great having another cat here, won't it, Pim? Won't it be fantastic?
Yes, it will.
Anne, dear, don't get so excited. Peter doesn't know you yet.
Oh, he'll get to know me soon enough. It's going to be so great having other people here. Won't it, Margaret? A whole other family.
Yes.
Like being in vacation, in some strange pension or something. An adventure. Romantic and dangerous at the same time.
What is it, Peter?
My parents, they were right behind me. One street
They'll be
away.
here. They
You
will.
don't think they...
Don't worry, Peter. You're just like me.
Mother's always jumping at every little thing. What's its name?
Mushy.
Mushy? Mushy? Oh, I love cats. Where'd you go to school?
They set up a technical school in someone's house.
I
once.
had to switch from the Montessori to the Jewish Lyceum.
I know. I saw you there.
You did?
Oh. What did I tell you? Now we're all here.
And
Welcome.
just in time. We had to take the long way around. There were too many green police out on the streets.
Well, welcome, Mr. Von Dawn, Mrs. Von Dawn. You know my wife, of course, and the children.
We must hurry. The workmen will be here in half an hour.
Such trouble we've caused you, Mr. Crawler. After all you and me have done for us, and now we all arrive early.
I mean, you couldn't let your daughter be taken away, Mr. Frank.
Now, please don't worry. We'll do everything we can to help you. Now, I must run and grab your ration books.
Wait, if they see your names on ration books, they'll know we're here, won't they?
Please, don't worry. Your names won't be on them. Now,
I'll be up every day. If you make a list, I'll try and get what you want. And every Saturday, I can bring 5 library books.
Oh, thank you, Meep.
5? I know what my 5 are going to be.
And remember, there are 7 of us.
I know, Mother.
It's illegal then. The ration books. We've never done anything illegal.
Oh, well, I don't think we'll be living exactly according to regulation here.
Listen, the Vestertorin.
How will I ever get used to that clock?
Oh, I love it.
Me or I will be here every day to see you. We'll buzz when we come up, and tomorrow we're moving a bookcase in front of the door.
Oh,
And one last thing. The radio.
A radio? Oh, fantastic!
Radio! Thank heavens!
Where did you get it? We had it turned hours and months ago.
thank you, Mr. Crawl, for everything.
And you'll tell them about the noise.
I'll tell them. Don't worry.
How can we thank you, really? How can we ever?
I just never thought I would live to see the day a man like Mr. Frank would have to go into hiding.
What a journey. It's no wonder we weren't arrested. Petronella walking down the street in a fur coat, carrying a hat box in the middle of summer.
What do you need another hat for?
Oh, it's not another hat. It's... Oh, I just don't feel at home without my chamber pot.
Well, everyone, here we are. There are a few things before we all get settled. First, the noise. While the workmen are in the building, from 8 to 6, we must all remain completely quiet. So that means no shoes, please, and move only when absolutely necessary. During the day, we can't run any water, which means we must never flush the toilet in the WC. The pipes go underneath the warehouse where every noise can be heard.
Oh, only one toilet for all of us?
Yes. No trash must ever be thrown out, not even one potato peel. We must burn all we need to in the stove at night. No coughing, please, and if possible, no fevers. You can never call a doctor. And this is the way we must all live until it's over. But after 6, we can talk, laugh, play games, move around exactly as we would at home. This will be our common room, the place to have supper together like one big family.
One family. I love that.
Well, guess we'll all better get settled in then. As Mr. Von Don and I discussed, this room is the Frank home, the one in the back, the Von Don home. I know your space up there is quite tiny, Peter, but you'll be near your parents. Actually, I'm quite glad you have a chat with you. Meep warns us we might have rats.
Rats? Oh no, I
Oh,
don't
I'm
like
sure
rats.
Moosey can take care of a few rats.
Exactly. Do you want any help with your things?
Oh, no thank you. Come, Petronella.
Never can we thank you, Mr. Frank. I don't know what would have happened to us if it weren't for you.
You have no idea how your husband helped me. When I first came to Amsterdam, knowing no one, unable to speak the language, I can never repay him for that. Besides, he's been an excellent business partner as well.
Oh, well, that's true.
It's hot.
You'd feel a lot cooler if you'd take that precious coat off for 1 minute.
Edith, please come rest. You haven't closed your eyes since yesterday. Nor you, Margaret.
I slept, Father. Isn't that funny? Even though I knew it was the last night in my own bed.
Well, you can sleep through anything. Now, take your shoes off before you forget. You too, Peter. Shoes, please.
You sure you're not too tired, Annika?
Please, Mother, I'm fine.
What are you doing?
Taking it off.
You can't do that. They'll arrest you if you go out without your star.
Who's going out? Now I don't have to be branded.
You're right. We don't need them anymore. Remember when it started? People tried to look the other way, but somehow their eyes always landed right here. Ugh, Mother sewed this on so tight.
The day they made us wear the star was the worst day of my life.
Did you know Hannelie Gosler?
No,
Joppie de Wol?
never heard of her.
Oh, but you've heard of me.
Well, my father is your father's business partner.
But you've heard of me. You've heard of me. I'm famous at my school.
That's true, in a way.
What do you mean?
Anne, you mustn't bother Peter.
I'm not bothering him.
Really. Well, Peter, tonight we'll have our first supper together.
Thank you.
Of course.
He's awfully shy.
Shy? You'll like him. I know.
I sure hope so. He's the only boy I'm going to see for who knows how long. Oh, Pim! My movie stars! You remembered?
Of course I did.
Oh, I'm going to put them right. Wait, where's my diary? Oh, I forgot to pack my pencils.
Oh, Anne, you must never go down those stairs. Did you forget what I told you before?
It was only for a pencil.
Never. Anne, this is what going into hiding means. This is exactly what I was talking about before. One mistake could cost us our life, right?
I know, Father.
But remember, every day, Meep and Mr. Crawler will come to bring us food, books, their precious company. They're friends, Anne. That's very rare nowadays. Here,
Your fountain pen?
yours now, please.
Oh, Pim! Pim, what a darling you are! Oh, all those bags of beans and potatoes. Is that what we're going to be eating every night? Not much variety, is there?
Oh, don't listen to her. What she can do with beans and potatoes, my wife's a great cook.
Well, lucky for us.
Even with beans, you'll see. Oh, am I gonna miss those gourmet meals?
Pootie, stop exaggerating.
Women seem content, don't they, Mr. Von Don?
Well, you can never tell with women, but I think we'll be all right.
Very good. Well, then, we'll meet here at 6 to prepare the supper then.
6 o'clock. Yes.
Thank you.
We should get to our room, Petronella. The workmen will be here any minute.
Maybe this was a mistake, Autumn. All of us going into hiding together. They say it's better for families to split up. That way, if we're betrayed, caught, at least the children.
It's a perfect hiding place. The children would never have understood if we had separated. They couldn't have borne it, no more than we. Right? Please just try to relax.
Margaret? Are you all right?
I'm still shaking. Feel my hands.
Hey, don't worry. We're here now. They can't take you away.
Yes, we're here.
Und wir, dass wir nun einzutreten entschlossen sind, bis zum letzten Hauch. Dieses Deutschland, der deutsche Volksgemeinschaft aller deutschen Stämme, das Großdeutsche Reich, Sieg heil! Sieg heil!
It's the silence that frightens me the most. Every time I hear a creak in the house or a step on the street, I'm sure they're coming for us. I wander from room to room, feeling like a songbird whose wings have been ripped off and keeps hurling itself against the bars of its dark cage. Let me out, where there's fresh air and laughter. But then I remember the Jews who are not in hiding, and I know we live in paradise. We're as quiet as baby mice. Who would have dreamed 2 months ago that Quicksilver Anne would have to sit still for hours, and what's more, could?
Oh, at last! Oh, what were you writing? That was so funny. No, nothing about me, I hope. Oh, can't I take a peek?
No, Mrs. Fondant.
Not even a little peek?
Not even a little peek, Mrs. Fondant.
All right, fine. I'm first for the WC.
Has anyone seen my shoes?
Shoes?
You took them, didn't you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're gonna be sorry.
Oh, am I?
Absolutely. Just wait till I get you.
I'm waiting. Here.
Oh, Anne.
You're strong, but you won't
my-
get them away from me. You
Oh,
think I'm so strong.
Anne,
Did
Anne,
you?
please get off of Peter.
Come on, Peter. Dance with me.
I don't know how.
I'll teach you.
I don't want any lessons.
Please.
I have to give Mushi his dinner.
Well, can I watch?
He doesn't like people around when he eats.
I'll be quiet. Quiet as a little mouse. He likes mice, doesn't he?
No.
Anne, he's not used to girls, that's all. Just give him time.
How much time does he need? Come on, Margaret. You dance with me. I have to help with supper. Come on, please. If we don't practice, we'll forget how.
Oh, all right.
Where's Peter?
He's in his room.
Oh, his father will kill him if he catches him with that cat again. And darling, do me a favor and get Peter out of his room.
Peter? Oh, Peter.
What is it?
Your mother says to come out.
You know what your father says.
I'll feed Mushi.
All right. Just give him his dinner and come right out.
Okay.
Peter. Now, is that any way to talk to your little girlfriend?
Mother, for heaven's sake.
Look at him! He's blushing!
You're crazy. She's only 13.
So? You're 16? Your father's older than I am. Oh, I tell you, Mr. Frank, if this war lasts much longer, we're liable to be related!
Good evening, everyone. I wish I could stay, but it turns out I have no social graces.
Oh.
In fact, I'm so shy, I can barely get a word out of my
All
mouth.
right. I've heard about you.
Hey.
How you always talked in class. Mr. Keesing called you Miss Quack Quack. Made you write a composition. Quack, 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 says Miss Quack Quack.
Well, go on. Tell them the rest. How it was so good, he read it out loud to his whole class, and then all of his other classes.
I know about you. Always joking.
I don't always joke.
Always making fun of people. Quack, quack, quack.
I don't always... You're the most infuriating boy I've ever met.
Oh, that's right, Anne! You give it to him.
Of all the boys in the world, I had to get locked
Quack,
up with...
quack, quack. And from now on, stay out of my room.
Oh, Peter.
And excellence in history and Latin.
Meep's not here yet.
Oh, the workman just left a little while ago.
What's for dinner?
Beans.
Again? Don't think I don't see you up there playing with that cat.
Oh, he just went up for a second. He's been down here all afternoon working on his French.
Really?
How did I do in algebra?
I think we better both give up on algebra.
How did I do?
How do you always do? Brilliant.
Well, you could have used the subjunctive in your Latin translation.
Are you sure?
Oh.
Mrs. Von Don, may I try on your fur coat?
Of course you may. Oh, my father gave me this coat the year before he died. He always bought the best money could buy.
Did you have a lot of boyfriends before you were married?
And it's not courteous to ask personal questions.
Why not? I had a throng of admirers who couldn't keep their eyes off me.
Our house was always swarming with boys. Oh, I remember the summer I was 16. Oh, who's talking to you? We had a big house in Bremerhaven. Those boys came buzzing like bees around a honeypot. Oh, my father was very worried about me with all those boys buzzing around that he told me if any of them gets fresh, you tell them, remember, Mr. So-and-so? Remember, I'm a lady.
Remember, Mr. So-and-so? Remember, I'm a lady.
Very good. All right, that's enough.
What have you got to write about that's so important all the time? I mean, how much can a 13-year-old have to say?
Just because someone is young doesn't mean they don't have anything to say, Mr. Von Don.
Please, can't I have any privacy?
Petronella, could you tell me what could possibly be so private?
Oh, you know how it is at that age, Pootie. Everything's private, even brushing your teeth.
I just hope she doesn't write anything about me in that private diary of hers.
No, don't be ridiculous. Really, Pootie, you can be so childish sometimes.
Haven't you finished your French yet? You ought to be ashamed.
I know. I'm a hopeless case.
Oh, you are not hopeless. He is not hopeless. He just doesn't have anyone to help him like the girls do. Maybe you could help him, Mr. Frank?
Oh. I'm sure his father would just
Not
love...
me. He won't listen to me.
What do you say, Peter?
Oh, Mr. Frank, you're an angel! I don't know why I didn't meet you before I met that one over there.
I'll come up, Peter. Show me what lesson you're on.
Now you listen to Mr. Frank, Peter. Mr. Frank is a highly educated man.
Aren't things hard enough without you sprawling all over the place?
You know, if you didn't smoke so much, you wouldn't be so ill-tempered.
Am I smoking? Do you see me smoking?
Oh, don't tell me you used up all those cigarettes.
One package. Meep only brought me one package.
Well, it's a filthy habit. It's a good time to break it.
Stop it.
Oh, you're smoking up all our money. You know
Will
that,
you
don't
shut
you?
up?
Oh, he's so dramatic.
What are you staring at?
I've never heard grown-ups quarrel before. I thought that only children quarreled and it wore off when you grew up.
That wasn't a quarrel, that was a discussion. And I never heard children so rude before.
I rude? I don't know how you can say that.
Will you bring me my crocheting, please? I must remember to ask Meep to get me some more wool.
I have a library book for her to return, and I need some hairpins and some soap.
Please, Meep, get me some starch, some tea, some biscuits, a movie star magazine. Tell us all the latest news, Meep. It's a wonder she has a life of her own. Did you know that she's engaged to someone called Jan? She's crazy about him, but she's terrified the Nazis are going to send him to Germany to work in a war plant. That's what they're doing with all the young Dutchmen these days. They pick them up and...
Suppose you tried keeping quiet for just 5 minutes.
Anne, come have your milk.
Talk, talk, talk. Chatter, chatter, chatter. It's a wonder we haven't been discovered and shot. Why do you have to show off all the time? Why can't you be quiet like your sister Margaret? Be a good girl.
Not me. I'm going to be remarkable. I'm going to Paris.
Really?
I'm going to become a famous writer or singer or dancer one day.
Oh, my coat! Oh, my beautiful fur coat! You know what my father paid for this coat!
I'm sorry.
Oh, I could just kill you for that!
I'm sorry.
This is my fur coat.
Oh. And you can't behave like that.
It was an accident. Anyone can have an accident.
I know we're all living under great stress, but you don't hear Margaret getting into arguments with the Van Dams, do you?
Margaret's perfect. She never gets into arguments with anyone.
I'm not perfect.
She's courteous, she keeps her distance, and they respect her for it. Try to be more like Margaret.
And have them walk all over me too? No thanks.
They don't walk over me.
Oh, yes they do. All over you.
I'm not afraid they're going to walk over you, Anne. I'm afraid you'll walk all over them. I don't know what happens to you. If I'd ever talked to my mother the way you talk to me...
Yes, Mother. No, Mother. Anything you say, Mother. People aren't like that anymore. I can't do everything for you.
Margaret doesn't do everything for me.
Margaret's Margaret. That's all I ever hear.
Anne, don't be so dramatic.
Everything she does is right, and everything I do is wrong. If I talk, I'm a show-off. If I answer, I'm rude. I'm selfish if I eat too much. I'm stupid. I'm cowardly. I'm a complete disappointment. I'll never live up to your expectations. I'll never be Margaret.
I don't know how we can go on living like this.
You know Anne, Mama. In a few minutes, she'll be laughing and joking again.
There's no room, no privacy for any of us. And those people, the way they behave. And your father chooses to shut his eyes to these things.
Mama.
I can't remember how our life used to be.
It's Meep.
Meep.
At last.
Does everyone have their list? Perfect.
Meep! Oh, that air. What's it like, Meep, outside?
Actually,
Hello, Meep. Mr. Crawler, welcome.
Where did you go today? Who did you see? Did anyone interesting come into the office?
Oh, when Meep comes, the sun begins to shine.
That's true.
Tell us, Meep. We want to know everything.
Yes.
Well, I thought I'd actually, won't you stay for supper?
Thank you, but there's something we have to talk over with you. Something that has to be decided immediately.
What? What is it, Mr. Crawler?
Every time we come, we try to bring you a little bit of good news. Up here, you can't realize how bad things have become outside.
I have a dentist, Alfred Dussel. He's Jewish. He's been living with a Christian woman, but today he asked if I knew of a hiding place for him. He's desperate for a safe address. I promised I would let him know.
Of course, Meep. Absolutely. Dussel, I believe we know him, don't we?
It's great news, Meep.
Yes, but where is he going to sleep? There's barely enough room.
Forgive me, I spoke without consulting you, but I was sure
no,
that...
you're right. It's just that there's so little food.
Mr. Van Dam, I've tried. There are no more ration books to be had.
Well, where 7 can eat, 8 can as well.
I hope so.
If we can save even one person, we must.
Well, you're right. Of course.
Yes, definitely.
Mr. Crawler will go to meet him. I will bring him up.
Tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you out there.
It's fine if we have him, but where are we going to put him?
He can have my bed. I'll sleep on the floor.
On the floor. That is very kind of you, Peter, but there is hardly enough room up there for you.
I know. I'll move in with you and Mother, and Mr. Dussel can have my bed.
No, Margaret will move in with us, and Mr. Dussel can have her bed.
Yes.
It's the only way.
But why? Why can't I move in?
Because it wouldn't be proper for
But,
Margaret.
Mother,
Please, Anne, don't argue. It's settled.
As far as I'm concerned, Mother can go jump in a lake. I don't know why I've taken such a terrible dislike to her, but I can imagine her dying someday. While Daddy's death seems inconceivable to me. It's very mean of me, I know, but that's how I feel. I hope Mother will never read this or anything else I've written. She's not a mother to me. I have to mother myself. If only Nana were here. She always stuck up for me. Who can I turn to for comfort now? Only my diary. Sometimes I think God is trying to test me. I'll have to become a good person on my own, without anyone to advise me. But it'll make me stronger in the end. 3.5 months at the annex, and we're eagerly awaiting our latest edition. What will he be like? Meep says he's quiet, refined, and, by all accounts, an excellent dentist. He's meeting Mr. Crawler at 11 sharp this morning at a certain place in front of the post office. It's all very exciting, and totally nerve-wracking. What if they get caught? Those last few hours on the way to safety are the most dangerous for a Jew going into hiding. Everything went smoothly. Mr. Dussel was at the appointed place at the appointed time. He had to wear Jan's coat over his office jacket, so no one would see the yellow star when he came into our building. He was amazed to be brought to the center of Amsterdam rather than into the country where so many hiding places are. Of course, he had no idea we were right upstairs waiting for him.
Oh. Okay. Nice to meet you. Hello, Meep.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome. Mr. Frank. Otto Frank, yes. I heard you were in Switzerland. A patient of mine said you'd escaped to Zurich or Belgium or someplace. That's what everyone thinks. The Nazis included, we hope.
We tricked them.
We're so glad that you've come, Mr. Dussel.
All of us are.
Well, how can I thank you?
Oh, not us. Meep and Mr. Crawler.
Without them, we can live.
We're not heroes.
Meep, you are far too modest.
We just don't like the Nazis. Anything about them.
Well, come, Mr. Dussel, please sit. You must be very worn out.
Let's all have a little toast to Mr. Dussel.
Of course.
Hi, Aunt. We were saving it in case of illness.
What a better way to use it. Please, go on. To our new friend, Mr. Dussel. It's a pleasure to have you with us.
L'chaim.
L'chaim.
Oh, delicious. Too bad there's so little of it.
Oh, Mr. Dussel, I believe we know someone in common, actually. Hey, Dr. Kinsler, we were good friends back in the old days in Frankfurt. What's wrong?
Dr. Kinsler was taken last month. Beethovenstraat. And they took the whole block.
What is happening outside?
All over Amsterdam, Jews are disappearing. Some are torn out of their beds in the middle of the night. Women come home from shopping to find their families gone. Kids come home from school to find their parents vanished. It's nearly impossible to escape unless you go into hiding. Nearly thousands are being deported. The Blumbergs, Professor Hallenstein.
Oh no.
You only have 5 minutes to get ready. Take whatever you can carry in a rucksack, and then you're herded into the Jewish theater for days, sometimes weeks. And then to Westerberg, a transit camp. From there, it's like clockwork. Every Tuesday, another train leaves for the east.
Did you know the Gosslers? Their daughter Hanali and I have been best friends since we were 4. They didn't come for them, did they? Not Hanali. It can't be.
And sorry.
There was a family by the name
No,
of...
no.
I believe Mr. Dussel needs to get settled before supper. Sorry that we can't offer you your own room, but I trust you won't mind to share one with my daughter Anne.
Forgive me for upsetting you.
No.
I didn't.
You had to tell us. We had to know.
Anne, dear, would you please show him to your room?
So terrible. So different from what Mr. Crawler's been telling us.
I like it better the way Crawler tells it.
Well, here we are.
No, it isn't very big, is it?
I've never shared a room with a man before. I hope I'll be a suitable companion. I know you'll miss the woman you live with terribly.
Charlotte and I have never been apart. It all happened so quickly. I couldn't tell her where I was going, but then again, I didn't know myself.
You weren't supposed to. None of our friends knew. It would have been too dangerous. Not just for us, for them, and for Charlotte.
You're a very bright young lady. I hope you'll bear with me.
I hope you'll bear with me. I seem to irritate everyone around here. What's she like? Your Charlotte?
Charming. Beautiful. You would like her. She's not Jewish, you know.
Oh, I know. Meep told us. That's my bed, and that's Margaret's, where you'll be sleeping. I know it's small and dark in here, but if you peek through the blackout curtain, you'll see the most beautiful chestnut tree in the world. I can't wait until it's in blossom, though hopefully the war will be over and we'll all be home by then. I was wondering about the room. Margaret's usually had it in the afternoons, and I take it in the mornings. Would that be all right with you?
Actually, I'm not my best in the morning.
Then you take it in the mornings, and I'll take it in the afternoons. Did you bring your dental equipment? I can't wait to see it. I love those little mirrors. Will you be filling all of our cavities?
It's very hard being a dentist, you know? Children don't understand that.
What do you mean?
Well, nobody likes dentists. Everyone makes fun of dentists, but trust me, it's no fun for us. Everyone hates us.
That's awful.
Tell me something. When you're in here, where do I go? Out there with all those people?
And Mushi,
Who's Mushi?
Peter's cat.
Cat. No one ever mentioned a cat. He has it here?
Oh, you'll love Mushi. He's the sweetest cat in the world.
I hate cats. They're terrifying. They give me asthma.
Don't worry. Peter keeps him in his room all the time.
Let us hope so. Oh, by the way, Mr. Crawler mentioned the schedule.
Mostly about when to be quiet and when to use the WC.
Huh.
You can use it right now if you'd like.
No, thank you.
You don't know how important the WC can be when you're in hiding, especially when you're scared.
I understand. If you don't mind, I think I'll lie down before supper. It helps with the digestion.
You rest, Mr. Dussel. I'll do my best to make you feel at home. Yeah.
Good evening. This is Colin Reese-Parker with the BBC Radio Europe, November 12th. German forces yesterday entered unoccupied France, acting quickly in an attempt to counter the sweeping Allied gains along the southern shore of the Mediterranean. Hitler sent in armored columns and infantry to occupy Vichy France. The Vichy regime thereby came to an end, and with it, the final pretense that part of France was a free zone.
I couldn't sleep tonight, even after Father tucked me in and said my prayers with me. I feel wicked sleeping in a warm bed while my friends are at the mercy of the cruelest monsters to ever walk the earth. And all because they're Jews. We assume most of them are being murdered. The BBC says they're being gassed. Perhaps that's the quickest way to die. Fine specimens of humanity, those Germans, and to think I'm actually one of them. No, that's not true. Hitler took away our nationality long ago. No matter what I'm doing, I can't help but thinking about all of those who are gone. All we can do is wait for the war to end. The whole world is waiting, and many are waiting for death.
The two zones, which the Germans have kept apart for so long and so cunningly, now become one, evenly covered by German military power.
It's a Tuesday. I don't want to go. It won't kill the train.
For heaven's sake, keep quiet. Man, it's okay. You are going to get us all killed. Shush, Mrs. Frank.
You're safe. It was a dream. You were having a dream.
These nightmares, Mrs. Frank. They are getting worse every night. I spend half my night shushing her.
Anne, little Anne.
Every night, Mrs. Frank. Every night. She is putting us all in danger.
Please go back to bed.
What happened?
Another nightmare.
It sounded like someone was murdering her.
I wish it was.
Shall I get you some water? It was a bad dream, wasn't it? Do you want to tell me? Sometimes it helps.
No. Thank you, Mother.
Try to sleep now. I'll sit right beside you.
I'd rather you didn't.
I see. Good night, then.
Will you ask Father to come in? Please?
She's calling for you.
Edith.
It's all right. Go to her, Otto. She's still trembling.
Mother, it's a phase.
You weren't like this.
That's because I am more like you. It's not that she doesn't love you.
And
Pim! Oh, Pim, I dreamt they broke through the bookcase and took us all away. The train, Pim, the train going to the east. Did I yell terribly loud?
Do you think anyone outside heard?
No, no.
I know what you're thinking, but I can't help the way I feel. I just don't love her.
Anne.
I don't get along with her. I hate being cooped up with her. I don't get along with anyone here. Oh, my nightmares, Pin. I know everyone hates me for having them, but I can't stop them from coming.
We're all having nightmares, Anne. Only you let yours out. Your mother has them too, you know. Terrible ones. She's having a very hard time right now.
I know. I'm trying to change. I have another side. A finer, better side, but it's as if I'm split in half. What's good and what's bad, Pin? I don't know. I want to be a better person, but not if it means shutting myself off and hiding how I feel.
I understand. And we've always understood each other, haven't we? You know, you actually taught me something the day that I came here.
Me?
Well, yes. Do you remember how numb Margaret and your mother were? And I was a wreck with worry, but you, on that terrible morning, you walked right in and skipped around the room, called it an adventure. You showed me how to escape, Anne. And now, whenever I read my Charles Dickens, it takes me to a new world. And in that world, I feel safe. And you have something too. The diary, right? Now, when I see you fill that up, I know you found your world in there. You're quite lucky, Anne.
Lucky?
Lucky. You can write. Put all your thoughts right down on paper.
The house is shaking.
More planes come, the sooner the war is over.
Tonight, after the radio broadcast, Pim asked me what was the first thing we wanted to do when we were liberated. For me, I'd be so thrilled I wouldn't know where to begin. I longed to be back in school with my friends, ride a bike, swim, whistle, laugh so hard it hurts. I wonder if anyone will ever not think about whether I'm Jewish, and just see me as a teenager badly in need of some good plain fun. Margaret said,
I want to go dancing, learn the latest step, and fly around the room in a new pair of dancing shoes.
The movies. I want to go to a movie. Maybe a Western. If they ever decide to let us in again.
Well, I'm longing for a real cup of coffee with cream and sugar. No, a whole pot full.
Oh, a bath. A hot bath in a bathtub. Oh, lying there, luxuriating for hours, and then Pootie comes in and soaps up my back. That's what I want.
Cream cakes. First thing out of here, I'm going to Burkhoff's for some cream cakes.
Oh.
Charlotte! Just to look at her and listen to for hours.
You know what I want? To pack a picnic lunch and take the whole family to the seashore for the whole day.
What a beautiful menorah, Mr. Von Don.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav Vesivanu lehalik neshel hanikah.
Oh my.
Oh my. That was very moving.
It's not over yet. There's still the song. And presents.
Oh, not this year.
Oh, and no potato pancakes either.
Oh, don't remind me.
Oh, I make the best latkes you ever tasted.
Please, I can't bear it.
Invite us all next year, please.
Yes.
What's in there, darling?
Presents.
Presents?
Margaret, read yours out loud.
Okay. You'll never lose your temper. You never will, I fear. You're just so good, but if you should,
put all your crosswords here. A new crossword puzzle book?
It's not new. It's yours. I rubbed it all out. But if you wait a while and forget, you can do it all over again.
It's wonderful. Thank you.
For Mrs. Fondon.
How beautiful.
What is it? It's shampoo. I took all the little pieces of soap and mixed it with the rest of my toilet water.
Oh, how sweet. Thank you, Anne.
This was all Anne's idea, by the way. How considerate of her.
For Mr. Fondon. Now, this is really something. Something you want more than anything in the world.
Oh my goodness. What can it be? I can't wait. A cigarette.
Pim found some old tobacco in the pocket lining of his coat, and we made it. Well, Pim did, but it's real tobacco, I promise.
Oh, well, we'll see about that. Thank you, Anne. I mean it.
For Mother.
Here's an IOU I promise to pay. 10 hours of doing whatever you say.
Boy, I wish I had that paper. 10 hours. You wouldn't mind selling it, would you, Mrs. Frank?
Oh, never. It's the best present I've ever had.
For Pim.
Oh, Anne. I wasn't supposed to get anything.
Oh.
Anne.
I made it out of bits of wool I found. No one helped me make it. Not even Margaret, not even Mother. I knitted it in the dark after I got into bed.
And after writing in that diary of hers, keeping me up half the night. I was joking. I was joking.
Oh.
I'm afraid it looks better in the dark.
No, it's perfect. Anne, thank you. I shall treasure this.
This is for Mushi.
Oh, and the ribbon from your ballet shoes.
They don't fit anymore anyway.
On behalf of Mushi, thank you. It's very kind of you.
And this is from me, for you, from Miss Quack Quack. It's a razor. Meep got it for me. It's secondhand, but you really do need one now.
What for?
Look at his upper lip. He's got a little something growing there.
Does he? Well, why don't you put some milk on it and have the cat lick it off?
You think you're so funny, don't you? Well, I like it. Thank you, Anne.
Peter,
And for last but not least, my roommate, Mr. Dussel.
Anne, you got me something. A capsule. 2 capsules. Not poison, I hope.
They're earplugs, so you don't have to hear me thrashing around at night. I made them out of cotton and candle wax. Go ahead, try them, see if they work. Are you ready?
Huh?
Are you ready?
Oh, dear heaven, they've gone inside my head. Help me, help me.
I'm
Joking. Joking. Thank you, Anne.
Oh, wasn't it darling of her?
She did it. Hanukkah, after all. One more thing.
What?
There is one last present.
For who?
Show us.
For your mother. For tonight.
My music box. Oh, Otto, how did you?
I saved it. I had hoped we wouldn't be here until Hanukkah, but just in case.
This goes all the way back to my great-grandmother. Your father's an angel for saving it.
Oh, why didn't you save anything of mine?
I saved you, didn't I?
Listen.
Peter, get that cat out of here. He'll give me asthma.
Oh, what's the matter with you? Get that cat out of here.
Cat? What cat?
Oh, it doesn't have to be the cat. His clothes are enough.
Don't worry. We're getting rid of it.
Finally, you listen to me.
I'm not doing it for you, Dussel. I'm just sick of all those damn fleas. Out he goes.
Mr. Von Don, you can't do that.
That's Peter's cat, and Peter loves his cat.
If he goes, I go.
So go.
Go.
you're not going and the cat's not going. Now, put the towel away. Come, Mr. Dussel. It's Hanukkah. A time for celebration.
Thank you.
Girls, sing the song.
Oh Hanukkah, the sweet celebration around the...
Do you hear anything? I think they've gone.
The Gestapo?
If it were the Gestapo, they'd be up here by now.
Maybe it was a thief.
We've got to do something.
There's nothing to do.
I'm going down. Everyone,
Get back here. Bodhi, where's our money? Maybe we can buy him off.
Keep still.
Are we just going to wait here till they drag us away? Do something.
Would you keep still?
Oh, Bodhi. Oh.
How do you know?
He took the cash box. Ran off in such a hurry, he left the front door wide open, but the noise must have scared him away. But don't worry, the danger is past and we're all safe now. All right?
Maybe, but now we're in even greater danger.
Mr. Dussel, please.
Now somebody knows we are up here.
What are you pointing at him for? It was an accident. It could have happened to any one of us.
You mean to tell me you think a thief is going to go to the green police and say, I was robbing a place the other night when I heard this noise above my head? Oh, you think a thief is going to say that?
Yes, I do.
Well, you're crazy.
I think that some night he's going to get caught by the green police, right? And he'll bargain with them. Bargain. If they let him off, he will show them where some Jews are hiding. Maybe they'll even reward him. You all heard what Neith said. 7.5 guilders for every Jew caught in hiding.
He's right.
Please, Pim, let's go. Let's just go.
Go?
Where would we go?
No one's leaving. We can't panic, everyone. If we panic, we're lost. We have survived here 6 months together. We have to go on. And Margaret, the song, please.
Oh Hanukkah, the sweet celebration. Around the feast we gather in complete jubilation.
Sometimes I see myself locked in a dungeon without father and mother. Or I'm roaming through the street, or the annex is on fire, or they come in the middle of the night and take us away, and I know it could all happen soon. I see the 8 of us in the annex as if we were a patch of blue sky, surrounded by menacing black clouds. The perfectly round spot on which we stand is still safe, but the clouds are moving in on us, and the ring between us and the approaching danger is being pulled tighter and tighter. We're surrounded by darkness and danger, and in our desperate attempts to search for a way out, we keep bumping into each other. I look at the fighting down below and the peace and the beauty above, but we're cut off by the dark mass of clouds and can neither go up nor down. It looms before us, an impenetrable wall, trying to crush us, but not yet able to. I can only cry out and implore, oh, ring, open wide and let us out.
Saturday, January 1st, 1944. Another new year has begun, and we're now in the great terror known as winter. We've been here 1 year, 5 months, and 25 days. We're all thinner, paler, and a lot hungrier. We've been plagued with medical problems. Everyone's always suffering from something. And although we cannot call a doctor, our favorite dentist is never too far away.
Please, sit still, Mrs. Von Don. We are almost done.
Oh, how can I? You're killing me.
Well, if you would stop complaining, perhaps we could finish sooner.
All right, I'll try. Ow!
Mrs. Von Don, please! You almost got my instrument stuck in your mouth.
Is that my fault?
Just a moment longer. There. Got it.
I'm lucky I've been healthy. In fact, I've been growing so much I can't fit into my own shoes anymore, not to speak of anything else. And there's another change. Something happening inside me. Each time I get my period, and it's only been 3 times, I have the feeling that even with all the discomfort, I have a sweet secret. And despite the pain, I long for the time when I'll feel that secret within me again. And there's another thing. Peter. Whenever he looks at me with those eyes, I get this feeling.
Oh, me!
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, me!
Happy New Year, Meep. Welcome.
You really should have at least one day to yourself, but we love that you've come.
Meep!
How are you?
Oh,
If you wouldn't mind taking this letter for me. Charlotte, for the new year?
Of course.
Oh, Meepkin.
Charlotte, Margaret, are you feeling any better today?
I am, a little.
Well, perhaps this will make you feel even better.
Cake. Oh, look, Booty!
Cake.
The cake!
Oh, cake? I'll get the plate.
Meep, your special spice cake?
Yes, spice cake, exactly your favorite.
Everyone's favorite.
Oh, Meep, you must have used up all your rations for the week.
How sweet. And look, she wrote peace in 1944.
Last year it was peace in 1943.
Well, it has to come sometime, doesn't it?
Let's pray it will. Here's the knife, Petronella. Now, how many of us are there?
None for me, thank you.
Oh, but you must.
Oh. So that leaves 7 of us. 8. 8, Mr. Von Don. It's the same number it is always.
I took it for granted that Margaret wouldn't have any.
I don't think a piece of cake would harm her.
I just didn't want her to start coughing again, that's all.
8. 8, all right. And please, let Mrs. Frank cut the cake.
What are you talking about?
Mrs. Frank divides things better.
Oh, don't I always give everyone exactly the same?
Yes. Everyone always gets the exact same. Except Mr. Von Don always gets a little more.
Now wait just a minute.
Please, everyone. Meep, do you see how little spice cake goes to our heads?
Here, Mrs. Frank, you cut.
Looks delicious.
Oh, Meep.
Oh, that smell. Meep, you're sure you won't have a piece?
Thank you, but I have to leave in a minute.
Oh, Meepkin, Jan is lucky to get a woman that can bake like this.
Jan!
Jan's taking me to a party tonight.
A party? Meep, you must remember everything so you can tell us all about it.
Tell us everyone you dance with. With Jan. Only with Jan. It seems I've forgotten something for someone.
For me?
What is it? Oh, I can't stand the suspense.
Oh, Meep, where did you find them?
You can't even get a slipper on the black market these
Look.
days.
They match. Oh, incredible.
Look at you. All grown up and ready for Hollywood.
Well, enjoy them, Anne, and don't worry, I'll give you all a full report tomorrow.
Thank you. Oh, Meep, there's something I'd like you to do for me.
What are you talking about, Pootie?
You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, don't you dare me. This is my coat. I've had this coat for 17 years. My father gave me this coat. You have no right. Let go!
You have to give it up.
Oh, let go of it!
You can't hold on to a fur coat like this when people are in such desperate need of warm clothing. Besides, we're broke. We've been running out of money for months. I have to sell it. Thank you.
Yes, Mrs. Frank?
I remember when a new year was something to look forward to.
You mustn't give up hope, Edith.
There's no hope to be had. I know that. I knew that the night Hitler came to power, when that voice came screaming out of the radio. I sat there paralyzed. And now in London, what is the Dutch Queen doing? What are they all doing? They're doing nothing. They're not even mentioning the word Jew. The trains are still leaving. Oh, why don't they bomb the tracks? I can't talk about this with the others, me.
I understand that, Mrs. Frank.
I know they're making plans, counting the days till the war is over. But I have to tell you, sometimes I want to give myself up.
Oh, Mrs. Frank, you should try and take things a little easier. They need you. The children need you.
I'm ashamed to feel this way. I know you and Mr. Crawler have it just as hard.
No, Edith, we don't.
Thank you for listening to me.
Je n'ai pas ce que tu penses?
Pense, Mr. Dussel. Pense.
Oh, pense.
C'est que vous ne faites pas beaucoup.
What?
C'est que vous ne faites pas beaucoup.
You're going too fast.
Oui, je sais.
Just say. I know that one.
Bon, continuons la prochaine page, s'il vous plaît.
Huh? Booty, I just don't understand. I never would have done anything like that to you.
The coat was 17 years old, for heaven's sake. Those skins had definitely seen their day.
That's not the point, and you know it.
I know that we need the money. We have no money. Can't you get that through your head?
You've never understood anything.
Oh, here we go again.
Oh, that coat was the last thing. A whole world gone.
Well, you still got us, haven't you?
You took the last memory of my father away.
Oh, do we have to hear about your father again? You know, if you hadn't been so attached to your father, your coat, the apartment with all of our damn possessions, we would be in America by now.
Oh, please, it was you too, you know. You didn't want to go to...
I only stayed because of you. Believe me, I knew which way the wind was blowing.
Oh, sure. You always know everything.
Wait, Mother, please stop.
Your mother will never listen.
Well, you shouldn't have said that. You left this.
Oh, thank you.
I'm sorry for what happened down there. I wish I could have said something. No, but they just make me feel so... I can't stand it when they... You know, sometimes I just wish I didn't belong to them. I just hope I never turn out like them.
You won't. I know it.
Like him? What if I'm like him?
You're not. Believe me.
All I can say is that if it wasn't for you, I don't know. I mean, you're always a big help to me.
I am? How?
When you're cheerful, it keeps me from feeling depressed.
I'm not always so cheerful, you know. On the inside.
Really?
It's hard. When you want to cry or something, you have nowhere to go.
It's easier for me, I guess. When there's a fight, you know, with my parents, I just duck into my room.
You're lucky you have a room of your own.
Well, at least you can talk to your parents.
Not really. I can't talk about anything serious with Mother. She just doesn't understand. I could talk about everything with Father, except for Mother. I don't think you can really be intimate with someone if they hold something back, do you?
I think your father's terrific.
He likes you too.
You think so?
I can tell from the little things he says. You know something funny?
What?
We've been here for almost a year and a half, and this is the first time we've really talked.
I know what you mean.
You know something, Peter?
What?
I've never really had a friend. At least, not someone I could truly confide in.
Me neither.
The sun is shining, the sky a deep blue, and there's a magnificent breeze, and I'm longing, so longing for everything. I'm walk from room to room, breathe through the crack in the window frame, feel my heart beating as if to say, can't you fulfill this longing at last? I long for every boy, and to Peter I want to shout, say something, don't just smile all the time, touch me so I can get that delicious feeling inside. I feel spring within me. I feel spring awakening. I feel it in my entire body and soul. I'm utterly confused, don't know what to read, to write, to do. I only know I am longing. March 29th, 1944. We've had to cut down even further on food. The rats have gobbled up some of our precious supplies. They must be desperate too. Our mouths are watering for anything edible. All we've had to eat this week is pickled kale and rotten potatoes. You wouldn't believe how much kale can stink when it's a few years old.
I have to be prepared.
On top of it all, every meal there's been a political discussion ending in some terrible fight. But last night something even more terrible happened.
Oh, good heavens, I can't eat this again.
Is something wrong, Mr. Dussel? You try cooking for a change, instead of insulting my wife.
I think it's been prepared very well, Mrs. Bondon. I don't know how you do it.
Mr. Frank, always the soul of politeness. Thank you.
Every day another miracle.
Careful, Mr. Dussel. We don't want to clog the pipes like last week.
Pootie, please.
Margaret, you're not eating. Eat. Eat. You have to eat.
I'm not hungry.
If she doesn't want it, Peter will eat it.
Come, Margaret, just take a bite, please.
I can't. I just can't.
She eats like a bird. Look at her. And every day a smaller bird. Margaret, I'm doing the best I can.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Von Don.
Anne's eating. Peter's eating. Please, Margaret.
Anne, how do you do it?
Don't look at it. I pretend it's delicious, and before I know it, it's gone.
Very wise, Annika, very wise.
I eat because I'm hungry.
Margaret, please, you have to force yourself. You're too thin.
She's not the only one. We're all famished.
Will this war ever be over?
This war would be over a lot sooner. Damn British would finally start the invasion.
Oh, please, not tonight.
Mrs. Bondon, the British are fighting for their lives.
They'll do something when the time is right.
When we're dead and buried, you mean? It's amazing how strong those Germans are.
Oh, it's amazing. Those Germans are so strong, they're gonna win the war. Is that what you mean?
They might. They very well might if the British don't get moving.
Oh, they're moving, for crying out loud. Aren't 3,000 tons of bombs dropped on Hamburg last Sunday enough for you?
No.
Well, then how many bombs do you need?
Enough so we don't have to worry about going to Poland.
Hurry up, Mr. Dussel, hurry up!
Mr. Dussel, please.
For heaven's sake, hurry!
Mr. Dussel, the line is forming again.
You think I like spending my life in there?
Meat? At this hour?
Mr. Frank, just wait.
No, it should be fine. Mr. Crawler, welcome.
I'm so sorry to come at this hour.
No.
But something's happened. Something serious. I must ask you all to be more careful, more quiet.
What's happened?
A man down in the storeroom. Carl. A while ago, he asked me, "What do you hear from Mr. Frank?" I said I'd heard a rumor that you were in Switzerland. He said he'd heard that too, but thought I might know something more. I paid no attention at first. But today, signing some invoices he brought to the office, I looked up and saw him staring at the bookcase. He said he thought he remembered a door there. Then he said he wanted more money, 10 more guilders a month.
Blackmail.
10 guilders? Very modest blackmail.
It's just the beginning.
What did you tell him?
I said I had to think about it. Should I pay him the money? Take a chance on firing him?
No, pay him the money.
Offer him half first. We'll see then if it's blackmail or not.
Look, maybe he knows nothing.
Right.
But it's getting more dangerous every day out there. No one can be trusted. You must be more quiet.
We will. We all will.
More quiet, please. I'll offer him half, then.
Thank you.
We'll hope for the best.
We will.
Thank you.
Mother, please don't cry.
I'll be all right, Annika. Please, get ready for bed.
I'd rather stay here with you.
And now, a message from the Dutch Minister of Education.
History cannot be written on the basis of official documents alone. If our descendants are to understand what we as a nation have endured during these years, we need simple, everyday pieces. A diary, letters from a forced laborer in Germany.
At the end of such a terrible evening, something wonderful happened. Something amazing. Mr. Bolkestein, our cabinet minister, speaking on the Dutch broadcast from London, said that a collection of diaries and letters would be made after the war. Just imagine how interesting it would be if I were to publish a novel called The Secret Annex. It could be based on my diary. I'll start revising it tomorrow. Unless you write yourself, you can't know how wonderful it is. When I write, I shake off all my cares. But I want to achieve more than that. I want to be useful and bring enjoyment to all people, even those I've never met. I want to go on living even after my death.
Are you going up to the attic to visit Peter again? You've already spent so much time in there today.
I went up exactly twice. Once to practice French together, and the second time to get potatoes for supper.
But you know Mrs. Von Dawn, she's got a comment for everything.
She can't help it. It's in her nature. Besides, I don't think it's Mrs. Von Dawn that's got you upset.
I'm not upset.
You're not jealous of Peter and I? I'd be insanely jealous if I were you instead of me.
I imagine that you would be, but I'm not.
Aren't you, Margaret? Tell me the truth.
Who wouldn't want someone to talk to every night and have deep conversations with? I'm jealous. But not of you and Peter. I just wish I had someone of my very own. I'm glad that you have someone.
You mean it?
I mean it. I want you to have a good time tonight and every night. You've already missed out on so much here.
Oh, Margaret, you're such a generous person. Anyway, maybe there's nothing to be jealous of after all. We don't do anything. I mean, he's never even kissed me.
The kiss will come.
I'm not sure I want it to.
You do. I know you. You can't help yourself. It's in your nature. Let me fix your hair. There. Now you're perfect.
I presume I may finally come back into my room?
Our room, dear Dussel, and yes, you may return.
Thank you so much.
And again. Again. And look at her. It's cold in the attic. You better bundle up.
In my day, it was the boys who called on the girls.
Well, young people like to feel they have secrets, and the attic is the only place they can talk.
Talk? Oh, that's not what they called it in my day.
I think true love may be developing in our little annex.
Really?
If we're here much longer, we may even have a little annex wedding!
Frankly, I can't stand this stupid chatter. And don't forget to be down by 9.
They're so old-fashioned. I guess they don't realize how much more advanced we are.
You look nice.
You think so?
I like the shoes. I've always liked the shoes.
Meep always does everything just right.
She likes you a lot.
I love her, but I hate having to ask her for absolutely everything. Doesn't it make you miserable, being so dependent on other people?
I'm not miserable. Anymore. I mean, even bumping into you on the staircase, sometimes I feel
the same.
You know, you've changed. I used to think you were a real pain in the neck.
My life before seemed so surreal. I see myself then as an utterly superficial girl who has nothing to do with who I am now. I wouldn't go back to being her for the world.
You sure know a lot about yourself, don't you? I guess it comes from all that writing you do.
I want to be a real writer someday. I know I can. I'm my harshest critic. But who knows if I really have any talent or not. What do you want to do?
I don't know. Some job that doesn't take as much brains. No, maybe if I had your drive.
That's ridiculous.
No, it's true. I'm a complete idiot.
You're too hard on yourself.
You know, I didn't have much going for me on the outside.
Well, maybe if you'd gone to my school. Oh, Peter, I miss so many things, don't you? Sometimes I dream I'm back in my old apartment, and I wake up and I wonder, why can't I just go outside? Oh, you can see the moon from here. Just like you said. How beautiful. Look at our annex. The moonlight coming in.
Are you cold?
No. Well, maybe just a little.
Here.
Peter?
Yeah?
Have you ever kissed a girl?
I guess so.
You have? When?
It wasn't a big deal or anything.
Tell me.
It was on my birthday. I was blindfolded. I don't even know who the girl was.
There's nothing wrong with being kissed or anything. Though I'm sure Margaret would never kiss a man unless she were engaged to him. And Mother's never touched a man before she met him. My girlfriends would say, "Oh, Anne, how terribly shocking." But who cares what they'd say anyway? Everything's different now. Here.
You called it our attic before. Do you really think it's ours?
Yes.
You won't let them stop you from coming up here, will you?
Of course not. Maybe I'll bring one of my stories and read it to you sometime.
You'll come tomorrow night?
If you want me to.
I do.
Well, I will then.
All Jews must be out of the German-occupied countries. All Jews must be out of the German-occupied countries before July 1st. The province of Utrecht will be cleansed of Jews between April 1st and May 1st, and the provinces of North and South Holland immediately thereafter.
It's the bread. He's eating our bread, guys! He's eating our bread!
Herman, what are you doing? This is the last of our food. Look,
It's
your husband ate the bread.
I can't be. Cody, what are you doing?
Nothing.
Perfect. Perfect, Herman.
It wasn't the rat, it was him.
No, never before! Never before!
I believe you. If he steals once, he'll steal again. Every day, I watch the children getting thinner. And he comes in the middle of the night and steals the last of our food!
He couldn't help himself. It could happen to any one of us.
Mama, it was only a piece of bread.
I want him to go. Go? Go where? Where would we go? Anywhere. Please. Anywhere but here.
Leave.
I understand you, Mrs. Frank. I understand you, but really it would be impossible for them to find any other...
We have to. I can't take it with them here.
Edith, you know how upset you've been these past couple of weeks, but we can't...
Nothing to do with it.
We're all living under terrible strain. It won't happen again. Will it?
They
Herman?
have to leave.
Oh, put us out on the streets?
There are other hiding places. Maybe we'll find something. Don't worry about the money. I'll find you the money.
Mr. Frank, you told my husband how you'd never forget how he helped you when you first came to Amsterdam.
If my husband had any obligation to you, it's paid for.
Edith, I've never seen you like this.
You can't throw Peter out.
No.
He hasn't done anything.
Peter can stay.
I wouldn't feel right without Father.
Mother, please. They'll be killed on the street.
Anne's right. You can't send them away.
They can stay until me finds them a place. But we're switching rooms. I don't want them near the food.
Right, we'll switch.
We'll divide the food up right now.
We're not going to divide up
Mr.
some
Frank.
rotten potatoes.
Mrs. Frank. Peter.
Mr.
Anne.
Dussel, stop.
No.
Marcus,
Dussel, please, enough of this.
Mr. Von Don,
You've gone too far.
Mrs. Von Don, contain myself.
Mr. Dussel, I think Mr. Frank can wait. Let it wait. Just pack him up. Sorry. I'm sorry. It's okay.
Everyone, the most wonderful, incredible news.
What is it?
The invasion. The invasion has come. Well, did you hear me? Did you hear what I just said? The invasion is here. I mean, I rushed to tell you before the workmen got here. You can feel it in the streets. The excitement. This is it. They landed on the shore of Normandy.
The British?
British, Americans, everyone. More than 4,000 ships.
For over a year, we've waited for this moment.
Cherbourg, the first city. They're fighting for it right now.
You sure?
Well, how many days will it take them from Normandy to the Netherlands?
Edith, what did I tell you? Herman, did you hear what she said?
People of
We're
Western
free
Europe.
soon.
A landing was made this morning on the coast of France by troops of the Allied Expeditionary Force.
General Eisenhower?
This landing is part of the concerted United Nations plan for the liberation of Europe, made in conjunction with our great Russian allies.
The invasion. Home. Market, that means we can be going home.
I don't even know what home would be like. We've been away for so long.
Oh, I can imagine every detail. The sky, Margaret, just to walk along the canal.
Oh, I'm afraid to let myself think about it. To eat a real meal, will anything taste the same, look the same? Will anything ever be normal again?
I don't know.
Anne, do you know what I've decided?
What?
I'm going to be a nurse for newborns and go far, far away.
How far?
I don't know. Maybe Palestine. And you can go back to school in October, maybe even September. How about that, Annika?
Pootie, you know what I was just thinking? You won't believe this, but I was thinking about the first day we met, when you were buzzing around with the rest of the boys in Bremerhaven. I picked you out right away, you know. You were the one that made me laugh and laugh. Oh, and that afternoon you took me out on the ferry. First, you made me laugh, and then you started to kiss me, and the kisses were even better than the laughter, remember? And when we got back, you had such a ravenous appetite that you made that little restaurant open its doors, and you ordered almost everything off of the menu. What an appetite, the waiter kept saying. The man can really eat. Oh, Pootie, we'll go back on that ferry one day, I promise. It won't be long now. And soon I'll be cooking all of your old favorites. Sauerbraten with red cabbage, potato pancakes with your cherished applesauce. Oh, we'll even go to Burkhoff's for cream cakes. But in the meantime, Pootie, if you're hungry, just hold on to me. Please, just hold on to me.
Just as I was falling asleep, I saw my friend Hanali suddenly appear before me. She was dressed in rags, her face thin and worn. She looked at me with such sadness in her eyes that I could read the message in them. Anne, why have you deserted me? Help me. Help me. Rescue me from this hell. If only I could. Why have I been chosen to live and she to die? Oh, Hanali, if only I could take you away, share everything I have with you. I hope that if you live to the end of the war and return to us, that I could take you in. Are you still alive? I keep seeing your eyes. I keep seeing myself in your place. You're a reminder of what my fate might have been. All the fear I've ever felt is looming before me in total, absolute horror.
And so we come to the end of this broadcast from BBC Radio Europe. Till tomorrow, listeners. And we all know, no matter how hard the times and how heavy the separation, we are once more a day closer to the liberation.
Strawberries! There's nothing I love more.
I can't understand you. Your mouth's too full.
I wouldn't talk if I were you. You've been eating them nonstop ever since we came up here.
That's a lie. You're the one that's been eating them all. Look at you. You're all red.
And look at you. They're all over your shirt.
Well, one thing's for sure. It's a lot better than shelling those peas yesterday.
Oh, green. I thought that it would never end.
Every string I pulled made me certain I never want to be just a housewife.
You never will be.
Oh, I forgot how wonderful they are.
Of course you forgot. We haven't even seen strawberries in 2 years.
No, Pootie. Don't eat too many. Remember how sick you were last night from that kale soup?
I'm just afraid there won't be any left for jam with those three in the attic.
Mr. Dussel, you're such a worrier. Let the children enjoy themselves, please.
You want to know a secret? Every night I think they're coming. Our liberators.
I'm sure both of you will forget about me when you're back with all your old friends.
All their friends are gone, Peter.
But we'll never forget you.
Ever.
Well, when we get out of here, I'm going to make damn sure no one knows I'm Jewish again.
What?
I'm serious. Life would be a whole lot easier if I were Christian.
Do you mean that you would be baptized?
I don't know. Maybe.
I could never turn back on who I am. It's a wonder I haven't abandoned all my ideals. They seem so absurd and impractical. Yet I cling to them because I still believe, in spite of everything, that people are really good at heart.
It's utterly impossible for me to build my life on a foundation of chaos, suffering, and death. I see the world slowly being transformed into a wilderness. I hear the approaching thunder which will destroy us too. I feel the suffering of millions.
Vesterborg, a barren heath. Wooden towers where our jailers stand guard. Walls covered with thousands of flies. The 8 of us, crammed into prison barrack 67, betrayed. We never know by whom. Our last month together. Anne and Peter walking hand in hand between the barracks and barbed wire. Edith worrying about the children, washing underclothing in murky water, numb. Margaret, silent, staring at nothing. Our last days on Dutch soil. Late August, Paris freed. Brussels, Antwerp. But for us, it is too late. January 27th, 1944. 1,000 of us are herded off into cattle cars. The last transport to leave Westerbork for the extermination camps. Train. 3 days, 3 nights. In the middle of the 3rd night, Auschwitz. Separation, men from women. Edith, Margaret, and my family. Never again. Selection. More than half of our transport killed in the gas chambers. One day, Peter and I see a group of men march away, his father among them. Gas. Peter, on the death march to Mauthausen, dead 3 days before the British arrived. His mother, Auschwitz, Bergen-Belsen, Buchenwald, Terzenstadt. Date of death unknown. Mr. Dussel dies in Neuengamme. September 3rd, 1945. I am freed from Auschwitz. And I know nothing of Edith or the children. But then I learned that Edith died in Birkenau of hunger, grief, and exhaustion. The winter of 45, typhus breaks out in Bergen-Belsen, killing thousands of prisoners. Among them, Margaret. Anne's friend Honnelly sees Anne through the barbed wire, naked, her head shaved, covered with lice.
I don't have anyone anymore.
She weeps. A few days later, Anne dies. My daughter's bodies are dumped into mass graves. Just days before the camp is liberated.
I'm very sorry, Mr. Frank.
Me too.
Mr. Frank, read what's inside.